an actual cabinet where master distiller Ms. Leslie Gracie stores all manner of experiments and botanical elixirs. Conceived under the light of a full moon, Hendrick's Lunar is a smooth and alluring gin, rich with night-blooming floral essence, a delicate balance of warm baked spices, and finished with a crisp burst of citrus, delightfully smooth, delightfully Hendrick's. This summer, try the deliciously refreshing Lunar and Tonic, a curious companion for sundowners and starry nights with friends. Maybe pair it with your favorite night podcast. To learn more, visit hendricksgin.com or head to drizzly.com and type in promo code cucumber and rose. That is with an ampersand, not the word and, cucumber and rose for $5 off your first order. Please enjoy the unusual responsibly. Hendrick's Gin, 44% alcohol by volume, 2021, imported by William Grant & Sons, Incorporated, New York, New York.
Listen to your heart. You can hear it deep under the earth, creaking and heaving, with roots snapping and birds flapping quickly away. Welcome to Night Vale. Listeners, there's a visitor in my studio today. No one you know, no one I know, not even a thing you or I know. It is, I am unsure what it is. Let me describe it. Imagine a duck, but just the eyes. No, larger than that. Really large duck eyes. Now imagine fur, puffy fur, like a bear cub. Soft and tan, and a thick round belly, and no real discernible arms or legs, just little nubs that flit about as it slowly moves across the floor. Oh my God, it's adorable! I wish you could see this thing. Oh! It just made a noise. Oh, did you hear that? That imagine fur, puffy fur, like a bear cub. Soft and tan, and a thick round belly, and no real discernible arms or legs, just little nubs that flit about as it slowly moves across the floor. Oh my God, it's adorable! I wish you could see this thing. Oh! It just made a noise. Oh, did you hear that, listeners? Like a mouse squeak meets a bike horn meets a sincere question about love. Oh, what a cute surprise. Many of you remember a couple years back, we here at the station found a stray cat in the men's restroom. We named him Koshek. Koshek is still in the men's bathroom, as he always has been, and presumably always will be, hovering exactly 4 feet off the ground at a fixed point in space. Koshek has been a real anchor for us here at the station. We built him a special litter box and feeding dish because of his distinctive physical state. And I have just been in love with that cat. I've never been a cat guy, but Koshek, he's the sweetest boy. Now, this new whatever, it doesn't move much. His big, dark eyes, oh God, they're so charming, just staring, pleading. Well, it's not really doing much. I think it's scared. Let's let it be for now. And I'll get us to the news. Controversy is plaguing the mayoral race here in Night Vale. After Pamela Winchell announced her surprise resignation from the post last spring, 2 frontrunners for Night Vale mayor have been polling neck and necks. The faceless old woman who secretly lives in your home and Hiram McDaniels, who is literally a 5-headed dragon. Supporters of the faceless old woman are claiming that while officially acquitted of insurance fraud, evidence suggests that Hiram is in possession of a stolen truck. They checked the registration of his vehicle and found that it belonged to one Frank Chen, who was found dead nearly 2 years ago. Frank's body was covered in claw and scorch marks, and the coroner gave the cause of death as dragon, at least 3 heads. Hiram denies that he stole the truck and says that Frank is a friend and is totally not dead. Frank was probably just fooling around with all those weird injuries, McDaniels claimed. His campaign fired back at the faceless old woman, saying that since her origin is lost to distant history and she has no birth certificate, she is not able to prove that she's an American citizen. Election Day is June 15th. Votes will be cast, but not tabulated, as the mayor is, of course, decided by counting and interpreting the loud pulses coming from Hidden Gorge. Let's have a look now at traffic. There's a silver pickup, full-sized, well-worn, tall, long. The windows are gray with dry dirt. The tires are lined with firm tread. Inside sits a man, full-sized, well-worn, tall. He has a hat and some denim. His face is lined with firm tread. His mind is gray with history. He doesn't remember things. This does not mean he can't. It means he doesn't. He just looks at what is in front of him. He deals only in the present. The past dictates his disposition, but the present is the only thing he can see. Cars, people, animals, trees, mud, a telephone that rings sometimes, a telephone that rings and shows a name he knows, but he does not pick up. That name is not part of his present. Forgiveness and memory are too inextricable to, say, answer a phone. Brake lights. He slows. He drives carefully. He drives in the moment. He is a good driver. He is good at lots of things. The phone rings. He is not good at everything. This has been Traffic. Wow, this little creature is so shy. I tried placing a cup of water on the floor, but it just won't move. It just stares at me from the corner with its giant duck eyes. Just stares at me, motionless. Really cute, though. Wait, I think it moved. Here, boy, or girl, or either. Come get some water. Come here. You're so cute. So cute. Nope, didn't move. But its eyes followed me as I moved in my chair. Or did they? They're just solid black, all pupil, like a what? A spider? Well, that'd be weird. There are some other dark dots around its face. Could be eyes, but no, I don't think it's... Oh! Wait. That noise again. Listen. Oh! Well, whatever it is cute. Or weirdly cute. Or just weird. Ugh. Okay, let's have a look at the community calendar. This Wednesday night, the Night Vale Community Theater will be holding auditions for the musical Into the Woods. Interested thespians should bring night vision goggles, glass cutters, a breathable ski mask, and quiet shoes to the First Night Vale Bank. On Thursday, the Museum of Forbidden Technologies will open their new exhibit called Thought Crimes. Anyone who attends the exhibit is obviously interested in learning about forbidden technologies and will be arrested immediately. Tickets are available on the museum website, and here's a tip. They can't arrest you for buying tickets if you're in your own home. They can, however, use tear gas to flush you out and then arrest you. Friday afternoon, the staff of Dark Owl Records will be wearing black pants and chainmail veils. Saturday night is the grand opening of Night Vale's newest restaurant, Tourniquet, featuring executive chef LaShawn Mason, who was previously a sous chef for Night Vale's top-rated fine dining establishment, Shame. LaShawn hopes to bring classical French cooking into the 21st century with a mix of molecular gastronomy and human remains. Tourniquet offers a prix menu for $35, featuring choice of appetizer, entree, dessert, and sudden awareness of a hideous, suppressed memory. Sunday morning is. Period. It just is. Okay, listeners. I think I finally got this thing to trust me. It waddled over here just a moment ago. Oh, so cute the way its bulbous square of a body moves. It came right up to me and let me pet it. I'm petting it now, and it's purring, I think, or humming, or buzzing. Oh, what a cuddly little addition to our station this thing will make. What should we name it? I can't tell if it's a boy or a girl or maybe genderless, like the future humans who visited Night Vale in the 1950s with their time travel technology, which was then outlawed until last year. Oh my God, listeners! It's hugging my leg! It's hugging my leg! This is the cutest thing. I have got to get a photo of this. Let me get my phone from my bag. If I could just... Oh, God. Oh, you're really heavy. I can't seem to move from this spot here, ladies and gentlemen. And the little guy or gal doesn't seem to want to let go. You're so strong. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Huh. We've received an update from Carlos and his team of scientists about the house that doesn't exist. The one in the Desert Creek development. It looks like it exists, like it's right there when you look at it, and it's between two other identical houses, so it would make more sense for it to be there than not. But it doesn't actually exist. The scientists have been carefully monitoring John Peters, you know, the farmer, who has been standing alone in the house for weeks. The house is completely empty except some photographs on the wall. Each one seems to be of a lighthouse. The scientists, long too scared to open the door, finally got the nerve to go up to the house and try. It was locked. They shook the handle, hard at first, violently at second, pounding and yelling at third. And those observing John from the window saw no change in his behavior. The door slammed open, and a woman answered, "What do you want?" she shouted at the scientists. "We wanted to see what that man was doing in there?" One of them meekly replied. "What man?" the woman said. "I live alone." And looking in from the front door, they could see a room of the same shape and size as the one John Peters, the farmer, had been standing in. The room was full of chairs and a couch and plants and a table and photographs, but none of lighthouses. Most of faces. Faces similar in form to the woman's at the door. The scientists who were at the window could see John standing in the empty room looking at lighthouses. The woman said her name was Cynthia, and she'd lived there for 19 years. The scientists left her alone, returning quietly to the lab. Carlos added that the Desert Creek housing development was only 3 years old. Ow! Ow! Oh, listeners, I think I've been bitten by this thing. Oh God. Ow! I can see blood. Get off. Get off! Ow! Oh, I need to go wash this. Let's go now to a word from our sponsor.
Are you achieving your fullest potential? Are you finding the right solutions for your challenges? Are you making the most of what you're given? Do you believe in a smiling God? Of course you do. We all do. We must. Well, what if I told you the smiling God was smiling more than ever? What if the smiling God had a smile so wide that you could see yourself in its mirrored teeth? And what if I told you that your gauzy reflection looked perfect? Just perfect. You would like that. Of course. We all would. We must. And what if I told you your perfect self hated your imperfect self? And as the smiling God smiled wider, you could see a tongue pressing through the teeth, thick and pink and gray and wet. And what if I told you you could see your imperfect self in the shining sheen of the bulging tongue, and in your reflection you were slack and sallow, and maybe bleeding a lot. Bleeding so much. And what if I told you you could kill your imperfect self? What if I told you you could achieve your fullest potential? Strex Corp Cinternist Inc. is a proud supporter of the greater Desert Bluff and Night Vale community. Strex Corp, believe in a smiling God. Believe in your perfect self. Strex. Strex.
Listeners, I'm on my cell phone calling from the men's bathroom. I had intern Jeremy patch me into the board so I can still broadcast. That thing tried to follow me in here as I limped down the hall. I was able to outrun it, but I've had to use the deadbolt on the bathroom door to keep it out. All this talk about Koshek today, and here he is. Hi, baby boy. That thing is nothing at all like you. The door's come off its hinges. It's gotten in. I'm gonna duck into the stall. I'm peering now under the walls and see nothing. I'm standing now on the commode and looking over the walls and see nothing. Listeners, the only thing more terrifying than seeing the devil is no longer being able to see the devil. Perhaps I should be quiet. Intern Jeremy, can you, 1, call animal control, and 2, take us now to the web... What was that? No. Koshek! What have you done to my cat, you monster? Jeremy, take us to the weather. You come here, you son of a...
Heart on the run, keeps a hand on the gun. You can't trust anyone. I was so sure what I needed was more. Tried to shoot out the sun. The days when we raced, we flew off the page. Such damage was done. I made it through, 'cause somebody knew I was meant for someone. So girl, leave your boots by the bed. We ain't leaving this room. Someone needs medical help or the magnolias bloom. It's cold in this house and I ain't going out to chop wood. So cover me up and know you're enough to use me for good. Put your faith to the test when I tore off your dress in Richmond all night. I sobered up and I swore off that stuff forever this time. Your lovers sing, I thought it'd be me who helped him get home. But home was a dream, one I'd never seen till you came along. So girl, hang your dress up to dry. We ain't leaving this room. Percy priest breaks open wide and the river runs. Carries this house on the stones like a piece of driftwood. Cover me up and know you're enough to use me for good. Someone needs medical help or the magnolias bloom. It's cold in this house and I ain't going out to chop wood. So cover me up and know you're enough to use me for good. Cover me up and know you're enough to use me for good.
Listeners, oh God, listeners, Koshek has been hurt. Very badly. Animal control came and took him to a hospital. They think he will live. They think he will live differently. They think there will be significantly less of him physically and mentally, but he will live. He is my boy. He is my buddy. I love him so much. And this thing comes here and... Yes. Let me tell you about this thing, this awful beast. After I saw it tear Koshek from his fixed point and bite into his side, I kicked it, and I kicked it again, and Jeremy helped me pin it down, and animal control tried to sedate it, and I wanted to beat it to death with a hammer, but I had no hammer, only self-control. Animal control tried to inject it with their delicious poisons, but they stopped. They said, we can't inject. It is a machine. And they flipped its switch and it died. And I have never been so relieved to be safe and so disappointed to be shorted my vengeance. Our new program director, Lauren, came in and wanted to know why we destroyed my gift. My gift? I asked. It's your birthday, she replied. Daniel and I and the whole Strex Corp management team got you that Strex pet because we know you love animals so much. And I replied, but it's a machine. A bio machine, she retorted. And it's not my birthday, I mumbled as animal control took Koshek away. I'm going to go now. Go see my Koshek. He should be out of surgery in half an hour or so, and I'm sure he will live. I'm sure he will float again at a fixed point exactly 4 feet up in the men's bathroom of our community radio station. I'm sure there is vengeance to be found. I'm sure I will find it. I'm sure I just have to find the right recipient. Stay tuned next for the sound of your own thoughts, broadcast live on the radio for all to hear. And as always, good night, Night Vale. Good night.
Welcome to Night Vale is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Hey, let's destigmatize therapy. Having a professional to talk to on a scheduled basis has been enormous for me personally, and I recommend this for everyone. And if you're not sure where to start, or even if you can afford it, just check out BetterHelp. If you're struggling with relationships or have anxiety or stress or difficulty sleeping, BetterHelp counselors can listen and help. And you can schedule these weekly video, phone, or even live chat sessions. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. I cannot recommend therapy enough. Our listeners get 10% off their first month of online therapy at betterhelp.com/nightvale. That's betterhelp.com/nightvale. Welcome to Night Vale is brought to you by Progressive. Have you tried the Name Your Price tool yet? It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they will show you the coverage options that fit your budget. It's easy to start a quote, and you'll be able to find a rate that works for you. It's just one of the many ways you can save with Progressive. Get your quote today at Progressive.com and see why 4 out of 5 new auto customers recommend Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Welcome to Night Vale is a production of Commonplace Books. It is written by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Craner, and produced by Joseph Fink. The voice of Night Vale is Cecil Baldwin. The voice of Kevin was Kevin R. Free. The voice of Joseph Fink was Judy Garland. Original music by Disparition. All of it can be found at disparition.info or at disparition.bandcamp.com. This episode's weather was Cover Me Up by Jason Isbell. Find out more at jasonisbell.com. Comments? Questions? Email us at nightvale@commonplacebooks.com or follow us on Twitter at Night Vale Radio. Check out welcometonightvale.com for more information on this show, as well as all sorts of cool Night Vale stuff you can own. And while you're there, consider clicking the donate link. That'd be cool of you. Today's proverb: you won't sleep when you're dead, either.
Welcome to Night Vale is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. There's no reason to leave Mental Health Awareness Month just because May has come to an end. I, as somebody who uses a therapist, am proud to keep beating the drum of destigmatizing therapy. If you are struggling with relationships or difficulty sleeping or meeting goals, if you feel anxiety or stress, BetterHelp counselors can listen and help. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional, and you can start communicating in under 48 hours. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. Our listeners get 10% off their first month of online therapy at betterhelp.com/nightvale. That's betterhelp.com/nightvale.
Our Plague Year, from the creator of Welcome to Night Vale, features Our Plague.
Click on
A
and get the world's smartest litter without leaving home by visiting prettylitter.com and using promo code NIGHTVALE for 20% off your first order. That's prettylitter.com, promo code NIGHTVALE for 20% off. prettylitter.com, promo code NIGHTVALE. Do it for your little trash mop.
All that glitters is not gold. Particularly that thing over there. That's maybe a giant insect of some sort. It's really too dark to tell. Welcome to Night Vale. I am not a good salesman. This is why I am a radio host, listeners. Because while I like to talk to people, a real people person, it says in Russian at the bottom of my college degree, I don't like to shape a conversation toward buying and selling. I like to tell people stories that affect them, allowing my listeners to process the stories in their own unique ways. I don't want to directly tell them how to think. I am not a good salesman. That being said, I have Girl Scout cookies. Please, if you want some, come on up to the station. My niece, Janice, joined the Girl Scouts last year, and I have box upon box of caramel delights, thin mints, and those lemon ones. There are also quite a few of these new cookies in very heavy, unmarked black boxes that I think are made entirely of metal. And there's one box that's a 5 foot by 5 foot wooden crate with air holes cut into the top and peanut butter patties scrawled on it in permanent marker. I can hear breathing inside. I know people normally order the cookies first and then get them delivered weeks later, but sometimes a mother goes out of town and the stepfather isn't on top of his stepdaughter's extracurricular activities, and then the child doesn't know how to sell cookies on her own. So the kindly uncle with a busy radio job has to step in and buy up a bunch of boxes so she can go camping with her friends while you continue to disappoint everyone with your inattention to detail and sports gambling and idiotic taste in shoes, Steve Carlsberg. Yes, Steve, this is how things sometimes happen. Anyway, listeners, these cookies are delicious, and I had to buy a lot of them. There is barely any room here in the studio or in my producer Daniel's booth, so buy some cookies. Please help us. It is difficult to move, actually. Sorry, I am not a good salesman. Many of you have written in asking about our station cat, Koshek. He was attacked by an animal that our stupid, that our evil, that our station management let in the building for some careless reason. Well, Koshek is on the mend. He lost his right eye. His legs are healing, but he's missing part of his front left paw and will walk with a limp. He's at the vet today to have the feeding tube removed. It's fine. He is fine. Oh, here's something nice, though. Koshek spent his whole life floating 4 feet off the ground at a fixed point in the men's bathroom here at our station. He never moved from there until he was attacked. I hate to think much about the pain he's been in while healing from broken bones and severe lacerations, but, listeners, I got to hold Koshek for the first time last week. I got to pick him up, hug him, carry him around my home. Carlos is allergic to cats, but I bought him some Claritin, so he'll be fine while Koshek heals. Thanks for all your concerns, dear listeners. It's wonderful to have him back. Oh, hey! Janice's Girl Scout cookies have really been moving. The guys in sales just came by and bought some classic shortbread cookies. The guys were all wearing matching suits and wool hats, and they threw the boxes of cookies back and forth to each other while shouting, "Hup!" and "Catch!" and "Look alive, Sean!" as they jogged back to their cubicles. All of the guys in sales are named Sean. So, if you like delicious cookies, come on up to the station. I already bought all these cookies with my own money, but I told Janice I would donate back all the proceeds from selling these boxes. So, it's kind of an extra gift to the Girl Scouts of Night Vale. Several listeners and co-workers have bought cookies, but no one from station management yet. It's really nice when you have the support of your management. I mean, let's be honest. No job is perfect, and relationships between bosses and employees aren't always friendly. You're going to have disagreements, of course, little disputes, sometimes big disputes, enormous ones, but you get over those things. You forgive and forget, only to retract both and be filled with vindictive rage and unrelenting memories of the pain brought upon you. Such are the difficulties of professional life. Sure do hope station management steps it up here. We're all friends after all. Looking at you in the booth there, Daniel. Oh, listeners, Daniel is blushing. He is very, very red. You have a lot of blood, Daniel. Listeners, I really mean that. Daniel looks to have a lot of blood. Let's have a look now at traffic.
Cecil!
Hello? Listeners, I just saw a glimmer, a flicker of something here in the studio. One moment there was simply a wall and a floor and air, and then in another moment there was a shape of a person, of a woman,
Cecil! It's your former intern. It's me, Dana.
Dana, where are you? When are you?
For right now, I am here in the studio, but I'm also still trapped in the desert, near the mountain, near the lighthouse. But I'm learning more about how this works. If I turn my head just right, I can not only see places, but I can be places. I can't do it for long, but it's amazing where I can go, when I can go. I've been visiting with John Peters, you know, the farmer, who appears here from time to time. I met briefly one of your former interns, Maureen, who flicks in and out of existence here. I've even made friends with some of the men and women of this nationless army that wanders about the desert.
Dana, I am so glad you're here now. I haven't heard from you in months. I told your mother and brother I saw you and you were safe, and that you love them very much.
Yes, I know. Thank you, Cecil. And do you know what? Today is my brother's birthday. He's 26 today, and I used the lighthouse and my new abilities to go visit him. I finally got to see my family again, very briefly.
That's great news, Dana.
But here's what happened, and this is... Well, when I appeared in my mother's home, I saw my mother, I saw my brother, I saw their friends, I saw a cake, and the cake said, "Happy 33rd birthday." And I was confused because he is only 26. And I saw a woman standing near my brother. She wore a suit. She had short, natural hair. She stood up straight. She glowed. She looked important. I recognized her. And then my brother saw me standing there, and my mother saw me standing there, and others saw me standing there, and they began to cry. But they were fearful tears, turning into shouts and screams. Some people ran from the room. My mother couldn't come near me. I said, "Mom, it's me, Dana." And I held out my arms and tried to step toward her. And no one could control their fear, their cries. No one could move. But the woman next to my brother, she was smiling. She knew. She stepped toward me, and in that moment, I saw who it was. I knew who it was. It was me, Cecil. It must have been 29 if my math is good. And I turned to our mother and said, "It's okay. It's okay." And she held her hands up, and people went silent. People listened. And she told the room who I was, who she was, who we were, and what had happened, or for me, what will happen. And the tears turned from fear to relief to joy, and we embraced.
You saw yourself. You saw your older self.
You should have seen the way everyone looked at the older me, Cecil. They admired me. They saw me for someone else. I must be important in my future life. I must have a good job or be a significant part of society. I must have become something. I tried to ask what I was to become, but I began to blink out of that time and place. And I was back in the desert, more alone, less important.
You have always been important. You have always been something. Age just reveals the facts that always were, Dana. Experience uncovers the you that always was. I am glad to know that you will be safe, that you will come home, that Dana? You just flickered. I can't see you.
I can't stay any longer. I'm always going somewhere. Someday I won't have to go. I will just be in the place that I am. Our time and space will match again someday, Cecil.
And I am glad to know that. Oh, tell Maureen hi.
Goodbye, Cecil.
The Night Vale Highway Department is asking all motorists to please turn on your headlights when driving through construction zones. If you see workers, please turn on your headlights. If you see workers in orange vests and black balaclavas holding large metal devices that look like miniature satellite dishes and whispering coded instructions into walkie-talkies, while low hovering disc-shaped aircraft of the like you have never seen before zip about quickly overhead, please turn on your headlights. Please, for the safety of our workers, slow your vehicle. Please turn on your headlights and slow your vehicle. Slow your vehicle with your headlights clearly in the on setting to a crawl. Come to a complete stop. For the safety of our highway workers and their vast interplanetary secrets, please get out of your vehicle and walk toward the hum. You will hear a loud humming from above. Please follow the humming until you are completely lifted from this earth, from this world, never to return. Well, to return eventually, but not to this time. To a completely different time. Maybe millennia from now. Maybe millennia ago. Who knows? You will eventually. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Night Vale Highway Department. Good news, listeners. Daniel is telling me that StrexCorp and the whole management of the station is very excited about my support of the Girl Scouts of Night Vale, and they want to buy every box of Janice's cookies. In fact, Lauren Mallard, our program director and StrexCorp executive, is back again, here in my studio with an announcement to make.
Thank you, Cecil. StrexCorp has long been a supporter of community organizations and the Girl Scouts, with their commitment to teaching young girls about nature, surviving in nature, controlling nature with their minds, radiation immunity, and advanced knife fighting skills, are an important institution here in Night Vale. Not just for our women leaders in the future, but also for StrexCorp, right now, here in the present. The Girl Scouts not only have a great reputation for youth leadership training, but a pretty extensive database of nearly every girl in Night Vale. Their names, addresses, phone numbers, emails, and skill levels at various talents, like oil painting or parasailing, or library science, or slingshots, or helicopter piloting. It sure would be nice to know where the young ladies are who are good at helicopter piloting. Very few young girls are trained to fly helicopters. We'd like to hunt down, or... weird phrasing. Scratch that. We'd like to find and meet these talented girls. So, StrexCorp is proud to announce that they have purchased the Girl Scouts of Night Vale, and will also be taking over management of the organization immediately. Thank you, Night Vale. We look forward to leading your children. Daniel, can you help me carry these cookies out of here?
Thank you, Lauren, for that.
You know, Cecil, I was never a Girl Scout myself, but I can say I am thrilled to support your endeavor to help bring your niece... I'm sorry, what was her name again?
I don't want
Janice. Yeah, it was Janice. I love the way you are taking part in Janice's life. You must really care for her.
Yes, with all my heart, but I don't...
I know what you were about to say. It's my favorite part of your show. Can I do it? Just this once. I've always wanted to do it.
Can you do what?
How exciting. Thank you, Cecil. Listeners, I take you now to the weather.
Your heart is beating. I can see it. I have never felt quite so betrayed. Your love is bleeding. I can hear it saying, darling, come to bed. I don't need it, don't want to see it. Knew you were gone the moment that you spoke, but I don't hear it. I just hear the words we said so long ago. I think we're haunted. I can hear the echoes of the past. Thought I could forgive you, but it's funny how long this pain can last. I think we're haunted, and I would give anything to forget and give you what you wanted, so I can stop living in regret. I could forgive you, but it's funny how long this pain can last. I think we're haunted, and I would give anything to forget and give you what you've wanted, so I can stop living in regret. My heart is wilting, I can feel it. I have never felt so.
I just talked to Janice, listeners, to tell her we sold all the cookies. And she is very happy about the upcoming camping trip. She is a sweet child who loves the outdoors. Thank you, listeners and station co-workers. No thank you to Steve Carlsberg, who couldn't be bothered. Thank you, I guess, to Strex Corp for contributing to a great cause. Please, continue the great work of the Girl Scouts. Please. They are a good organization, and they deserve so much better. They deserve so many good things. I hope all of the girls out there are safe on their upcoming camping trip. There are not many places to hide in the desert, girls, but you're very innovative. I mean, for playing tag, of course. I mean, for simple games, of course. Not for self-preservation or well-thought-out strategic attacks on a highly organized enemy. You would never need to hide for those reasons. Why would I even say that? Why would I say anything? Words. No. These are just strange noises I'm making with my face. Strange noises. And for the rest of you, what do you need? Did you get your cookies yet? Are you nourished by a couple of dollars given to a good cause in exchange for some sugary treats? Do you feel you have done enough to help young women? A specific young woman with helicopter skills? To achieve great things in a town that needs now more than ever great things achieved? Did you do enough with your cookie purchase to actualize what you believe in? To empower kids who will one day rise up and speak a great truth while waving tear-stained copies of Elizabeth Barrett Browning's Sonnets from the Portuguese? Did you? I'm sorry. I am not a good salesman. Oh, and now it's time to go pick up Koshek from the vet, listeners. Stay tuned next for a lifetime of self-questioning, followed by conflicting answers from an unreliable source. Good night, Night Vale. Good night.
Welcome to Night Vale is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Hey, let's destigmatize therapy. Having a professional to talk to on a scheduled basis has been enormous for me personally, and I recommend this for everyone. And if you're not sure where to start, or even if you can afford it, just check out BetterHelp. If you're struggling with relationships or have anxiety or stress or difficulty sleeping, BetterHelp counselors can listen and help, and you can schedule these weekly video, phone, or even live chat sessions. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. I cannot recommend therapy enough. Our listeners get 10% off their first month of online therapy at betterhelp.com/nightvale. That's betterhelp.com/nightvale.
Welcome to Night Vale is brought to you by Progressive. Have you tried the Name Your Price tool yet? It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they will show you the coverage options that fit your budget. It's easy to start a quote, and you'll be able to find a rate that works for you. It's just one of the many ways you can save with Progressive. Get your quote today at Progressive.com and see why 4 out of 5 new auto customers recommend Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Welcome to Night Vale is a production of Commonplace Books. It is written by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Craner and produced by Joseph Fink. The voice of Night Vale is Cecil Baldwin. The voice of Dana was Jessica Nicole. The voice of Lauren Mallard was Lauren Sharp. Original music by Disparition. All of it can be found at disparition.info or at disparition.bandcamp.com. This episode's weather was Haunted by Maya Kern. Find out more at mayakern.bandcamp.com. Comments, questions, email us at nightvale@commonplacebooks.com or follow us on Twitter at Night Vale Radio. Check out welcometonightvale.com for more information on this show, as well as all sorts of cool Night Vale stuff you can own. And while you're there, consider clicking the donate link. That'd be cool of you. Today's proverb: at your smallest components, you are indistinguishable from a forest fire.
Welcome to Night Vale is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. There's no reason to leave Mental Health Awareness Month just because May has come to an end. BetterHelp First Films More, number 9, and it is available where the...
New this year, on the book front, oh friends, there are 2 books for me to tell you about. This May, on May 11th, The First 10 Years. It's memoir 20th on a book limited release from
Without Leaving Home by visiting prettylitter.com.
This is a story about them, says the man on the radio. And you are concerned, because this is not a story you were ever supposed to hear. Welcome to Night Vale. This is a story about them. They sit in a car, much like your own, perhaps. Do you drive a black sedan with tinted windows, into which innocent people disappear forever? then it is very, very much like your own. There are two men in the car. The man who is not tall watches a house through the window. He makes no attempt to hide what he is doing. The car is similarly clear about its existence. What they do is secret, but there is no need to hide it. Not in this town. For instance, this day, the radio has just started narrating what they do as they do it, for all to hear. The man who is not tall glances down at the radio, not annoyed, or concerned, or afraid. He just looks at it, because that is what his eyes do right then. And then he looks back at the house, as the man on the radio says that he looks back at the house. The one who is not short is supposed to be watching the house as well. 4 eyes are better than 2. 7 eyes are better than 3, and so on. But he is not watching the house. He is looking down at a crossword puzzle, on which he has just written teeth for the 5th time. This iteration fits neatly into the horizontal of another. He considers the crossword for a long moment. His partner only considers the house. He, the one with the crossword, turns to the other and begins to say, "What is a 5-letter word for the discrete bone structures attached?" But he is cut off. "There he is," says the one who is not tall. They exit the car and approach a man who is leaving his house. The man does not appear surprised.
This is trash.